What's going on, boys? What is happening? Little new, bit of a new setup. What? I don't know. Does it when I got a volume on? Everyone hear me all right? All good? Hmm. Just give it a minute or so, boys. Yeah, third time a charm. I know. I don't know what was going on. For some reason, I turned the light on and everything went to shit. So God knows what happened, but I think I'm here. I think we've made it all right. Yeah, I mean, my chat isn't coming through properly, but I'll have to do it this way that I've done it anyway. New to this game, aren't I? So, we're going to have technical issues, right? Stefan, what's going on? Gaza, welcome back. Oh, God, what have you done, mate? Yeah, I haven't done anything. Your first attempt at streaming went better than my game week. Yeah, my game week was shocking. I was talking about that last night. It was terrible. My game week. Really, really not good. What happens if I refresh that? It's probably going to end the stream, isn't it? Which is annoying. So let's just go by YouTube, I think. Log in. Might be a little bit slow on it. Let's go with all chat. There we go. Sorted it. I'm in, boys. I'm in. What's going on, everyone? I thought I would come back on. I wasn't really planning to, but Mrs. decided to go to bed early, so I had a little bit of freedom, So I thought I'd come down here, chat with some people, see what's going on, and do some shopping. Now, I'm not going to be kind of sitting here buying tons, but I was about to open up my laptop and go through a load of players that I was kind of interested in, or do a little bit more research in a team that I'm interested in learning a little bit more about. And I thought, why not just come on here and share it with you guys, right? See what you think on what I'm doing. From a shopping point of view, so I said this in stream last night. I think what makes the most sense to me is Gustavo Bou. Just go straight into it. I said it last night. I've been looking again today, trying to work out if he's the right person. We know that I need a striker, especially for the upcoming game weeks. And for those who weren't on like the stream yesterday, I'll show you my forwards, and why I'm thinking about it is because, this guy, he comes on and off the bench. He's sometimes a starter, sometimes not, etc. So I can't really put my trust in him. But I think he's worth having because I do have that Houston stack. So if they're on a one-off game week or something like that, he's in there, right? He can come in. And from a threshold point of view as well. Savarino, we know that I'm happy with Savarino as well. Bunbury, shocking. Russell, decent. Schmidt, he got injured. He was a threshold for me right at the beginning of the year. We know Vito hasn't started playing yet. But then we've got Buanga in there as well, who's been getting on my nerves recently. So, because I've got like 5 starting goalkeepers, it probably makes sense to try and have another forward in there to get some more lineups out, etc. But not just that. I'm trying to shuffle my gallery so that I'm stacking a little bit more. And when I look at my midfielders, obviously the most normal stack, right, is going to be midfielder and forward. What's going on, Kerry? Good evening. Yeah, he's a midfielder and a forward, or the goalkeeper defender, but we're looking for forwards at this point. So Ruiz in here, I've got Savarino for Reynoso, I'm not a massive fan of Pookie at the moment. I think he's going to get goals, but just from an AA point of view, I don't think he rockets. That's yet to be seen. And then who's the other one in there? Bongo's in there as well, but I don't really rate him. Osario, I had Insigne, just got burned by him, which is annoying. Gressel, I had Brian White, but I don't think Brian White's it either. And then Herrera, I've got him with Bed. And then Teddy Teuma's obviously in Europe. And then Zelarayan, I can't afford Hernandez. I'd like him. I don't think it makes sense to be spending that amount of money on him at the moment. Tommy, I've already got him linked with Russell, so that leaves Carlos Hill, who's basically my best midfielder, and who is a forward that goes with him. You know, it is Gustavo Bou. So when they've played together, let's just have a look at stacks at year to date on the current season. Over 60 points. So 1 in every 3, basically, he's getting over 60 points. And 9 times out of 10, I've just give you the stat. But Hill obviously assists a lot. Gustavo Bou does all right as well. We take a look at him. So his last few games, he was obviously injured, and he is a little bit of an injury risk. What's going on, Kyle? Yeah, I'm all good, mate. You okay? Cheers from the MLS Discord. Nice one, ZM Star. Daniel, love the purple background vibes. Yeah, mate, I'm adjusting the lighting as we go. I'm just trying different angles and stuff, not for like so that you get my best side and all of that, but just desk setup, right? So that it's just easy for me to plug in. It weren't easy for me to plug in tonight, clearly, because I messed it all up right at the beginning, but there we go. So yeah, nice one. And then just looking at him, we can see that he's an injury risk here. So I am expecting that, and I'm not going to get pissed off when he does get injured again. It's just when he plays. And how many games have we got left? We've probably got maybe 15 games left, I would say. Yeah, about 15 games left of the season, depending on how far they go in the League's Cup. So I just think he makes sense. Looking again from a player ranking point of view, just to convince myself more before I start trying to get this guy in. If we just go Major League Stocker, because I'd rather keep in one league at the moment. We go by forwards, played the last. Let's just go by the last 5, because I know he's been injured. I think he's played more than that anyway. Filter it by that. Let's look at AAs over the 40. He is down here somewhere. Yeah, kind of like in the top 12 or so. I can't afford Messi. Insigne, we've already spoken about. Savarino, I've already got. Rubio I had last year, but he's just gone missing this year. Velasco is decent, but I'm not paying the premium for an under 23. Already got Russell. Can't afford Hernandez. Don't want Jesus Ferreira, because I don't want to go into Dallas. And Saloy, I've already got Russell. Yeah, this guy's under 21, under 23 as well. Don't want to play that slight premium, even though that he's not good. And then I'll come on to Boo and Vela and Bongo. Don't want Bongo, as I already said. Not touching New York City. Not touching San Jose. So who does that leave? It leaves Boo, and it just makes sense for my gallery. So he is a bit of a risk. His contract's up at the end of the year. Does he go back to Argentina? We had this chat last night. I think that he... Oh, you can't see my screen. That's decent, isn't it? I've just been talking about all of that. I think that
there we go.
Oh, you can't see my
nice
screen.
One.
That's
Cheers, Jonathan.
That's decent, isn't it?
Well, I was just basically talking about
that
these
stacks
stacks
with
oh,
Carlos Hill, and then I was going
Cheers,
through
Jonathan.
the well, I was just basically talking about
all of those players
stacks with basically, and then I just and then I was going through the
Gustavo.
Well, I was just basically talking about.
I think he makes sense for me.
Stacks
4 away games,
and then I just and then I was going through the. I was just basically talking about.
I think he makes sense for me.
Stacks
4 away games,
and then I just and then I was going through the. I was basically talking about.
I think he makes sense for me. Stacks 4 away games.
Right. Is that better? Hey, I don't know what's going on. I hadn't even touched anything from earlier. Is that better? Fucking hell. Literally, I turned it off last night. All I've done today is just put a fucking light on. Jesus. My bad, guys. My bad. I will get better at this shit. I will get better. Cool. So yeah. Anyway, landed on this guy. The auction. So who's got him? I sent an offer on this guy earlier, but it looks like he just bought him off the floor. Which is a bit annoying. There's only 2 left. I've got an auction coming up, so maybe I'll wait for that. I mean, it is like 2 days. I like to just go in if I'm good. What's it? That's it. Cool. No worries, bro. Nice one. Not worried about Chancellor? No, I don't think so. I think Boo. I mean, has he been playing like as a number? What has he been doing? Number 9, number 10? What's he been doing when he's playing? Let's have a look down here for racing. So he's been playing off the left. I don't know. I mean, should I be worried about this guy? Predominantly, where does... I know he lingers a bit. When Hill's not playing, he plays almost cam, right? Plays on the right, plays on the left. He's kind of all over. No, I don't think I'm worried about him. Surely they play Boo. Surely they play Boo. I mean, Boateng, I've watched him a few times. I know that when they play, I think it's 3 at the back, he plays like a left wing back, but I don't rate that guy. Done all right score-wise in a little added little run, but I don't really rate him. When he was sub, what did they do? All right, Boo paid on the left. That's probably rotation. Was it midweek or something like that? Yeah. Chancellor, I think, will be left wing, but don't hold me to that. Is that their best striker? Surely. When he fits. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, no, I think I'll go with Boo. I don't see anybody else. Is there anyone else that I'm missing? I mean, I know I weren't sharing screen and shit like that when this was happening, but anyone else that I'm missing? The yeah, I don't like Bongi, I don't think. Quality's really poor in terms of this stream as well. Don't know what's going on. Maybe it's my internet or something. My bad, boys. Might be a short one then. But you can probably see what I'm trying to share. Let me just see if I can switch and then switch back again. See if that helps. Alright, looks okay. But stop disrespecting Bongi. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with him, he obviously had that week where he smashed it for you, didn't you? I mean, you finished in like the top 12 or something like that in All-Star. But yeah, that was that 99, wasn't it? And didn't Renuso just have... Yeah, he done all right as well. Played 60 minutes. But other than that, I mean, comparing him to Boo, let's bring it up almost side by side, right? So comparing him, I know he's been out. I know I don't really like doing this because you have to take into consideration the DMPs as well. But let's just go by starts and let's just go by L40 as well. What's that? He's average 61, 11 AA. I think that Boo is a lot better. That's why I have them both. Yeah, nice. It's what you want. But well, yeah, it's what you have. Bongo is goated. Yeah, I think Chancellor, you've put some doubt in my mind. Surely Boo starts all the time. Surely. when he's come back from fitness, what's he done? He done at 45 because he was subbed at half time for a little bit of a tight hamstring, right? But then come back the straight away, the game over. What's going on with Veroni? Did he even come off the bench in one of these games? Weren't he supposed to be one of the big boys for New England? Did they sign him on like a big contract or something? Or am I just chatting absolute shit? Veroni, yeah. I mean, Bobby Wood, he shouldn't be anywhere near it, even though he had a good little run, didn't he? Yeah, around here. I don't rate him, but Veroni, he should be starting more, surely. Yeah, from Italy, but it's been crap. Yeah, I mean, he didn't even come off. When he started, who started with him? All right. Yeah, I think it's Boo. Fuck Chancellor. If he comes in and just, well, don't know. My gallery at the moment, I've gone a little bit of a bad run, so who cares? Just crack on and see what happens with him. So yeah, from a price point of view, what I'll be looking at for him is probably around about 0.078. What's it been? Or 0.08 is maybe a price. What was he a couple of weeks ago? All right, it was more obviously coming down. I don't think any traders got him either, which is annoying. So I might wait for this. I mean, when's the next bid? It's a couple of days. Let's have a look at an auction. Here he is. So how long we got to wait? 3 days and 1 hour. So that's must be before so finish at 10 p.m. my time, and then 3 days. So Thursday night, really. Hopefully, some people get him in rewards and just lift him straight up. So I don't really. I mean, I might send a cheeky. What's the XP on these? 3.5 and 6. That's not too bad. I don't think this was listed earlier. What's his gallery saying? He's got some America players. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a trade. I wouldn't mind getting rid of Eric Tommy or Boo. I think they're a similar price, right? If a bot had one, I'd probably try and do that trade. Where is he? Eric Tommy. I know what I was saying about trying to pair them, but I think I'm too heavy in midfield. I think it's taking one of them away to go up top and still get a link together. I think that would make sense. Let's have a look at Boo's expired listings. See if there's a decent price in there, and we can try and contact a few people. What am I doing? Price. Let's have a look. Who's this guy? He's probably sold him now, right? Real Cow Leap. Yeah, he's already sold him to Nash. Some of these guys probably don't. Yeah, same guy. Nico Card. Has he sold one? Seller. Nico. Alright, Nico Card hasn't sold his. I don't think, anyway. No, he ain't. What's his gallery saying? Heavy in limiteds. 14 days ago. He ain't got a Discord either. I could send him a... What's it? It's only 4.5. My Carlos Hill is, from a collection standpoint, is 2020. I might have to wait for this auction, you know. It's probably the smart thing to do, but when I have a player in mind, I just want to go out and get him. Thoughts on Jared Stroud? I was excited when I bought him, but he hasn't performed lately. St. Louis, yeah. He started the season really well, didn't he? Yeah, he had a couple of really good games. But overall, I mean, he ain't it, really, is he? From an AA point of view, I mean, a -13 there. That must have been some big chances missed, surely. Not even. So, duels lost 7. I mean, possession lost. Yeah, I think that... I mean, it's obvious, right? But if you're going to go St. Louis, or... I'm Just looking at them. Let's just pick when they were fit. So let's just go with this one here. You've probably got to get Lowen in. Lowen. You've got to get him in. Tim Parker ain't a bad shout as well. But yeah, you got to get him out. And where's their forward? Is it Klaus? Is he back yet? Is he coming back? I think that's the stack that you go with. Maybe from a 240, you might want to get Stroud in. Andy Black, Stroud, no good. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen him play. I haven't really watched a lot of them just because I ain't got some players in them of them. But a little stack might be decent there with Parker, with Lowen and what's his name? Is it Klaus? Something like that. Is he even in here? Got to be net decisives, right? Because he he's held 15 in it. That's why he started the season superb. But I think 6 of his goals or something was to do with mistakes from defenders. Until after Leeds Cup. Cheers, Andy. I mean, do you think that he comes back and hits his form again? I mean, I didn't see any of those games. I just saw some of his goals. But from an AA standpoint for a forward, he's actually pretty decent, no? What type of injury did he have? Hamstrings. Okay. I mean, he's held his price well as well. When was his last sale? 0.14 on auction as well. Yeah, maybe he's worth a look with Lowen, something like that. Ezekiel Jackson keeps his place. That was meant to be one message. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't even know who this guy is. Did they sign him from somewhere like recently, or obviously when they come together? All right, he's started at Minnesota. I mean, he's been decent. A few decisives there, decent AA. He's a youngster as well. Yeah, ain't a bad shout. I mean, if you can pick him up for 0.02, then that's a great shout, isn't it? Have you already got one? Jim has got one about a month ago. Assuming Andy Black's got one as well. Yeah, you have got one. Yeah, nice. That's a nice pickup. 8 months ago as well. Decent. Yeah, decent chance Klaus is just out. Cool. Someone to monitor. Fire injury, but re-aggravated it. I think he had injury issues in Europe too. Oh, that's not ideal, is it? Although saying that, I was just talking about buying this guy, and he's just been out injured for probably half of his career. His pricing limit is AZ gets like 30% of sets. It takes sets as well. He ain't a bad shout. What's his super? His super rare costing? 16 days ago. Well, that's a superb price if he's actually going to keep his spot. Does Lowen play a little bit deeper than him, or does he play in that 10? Is he more of an 8? I mean, Stroud, I'm just going by Sorare, right? So fuck knows what he does in real life, but Stroud might be shit. Maybe Lowen comes in at the 8. Scores a lot better as that 8. Okay. You missed out on his super, was looking at it, but got scared to pull the trigger. Yeah, I suppose back then, I mean, when was it? Like 3 weeks ago? Maybe he only started like once or twice. I think it's, if you ain't got a bottomless pit of ETH, right, it's probably a smart move to just avoid it for a little while to see how he got on. But it seems that every time he starts, he does something. He's decent. So yeah, going back to Bou, I'll probably hold on and see what's going on when that auction comes out. Yeah. On yesterday's stream, I was talking about getting rid of people like Miller. Who else? Pines, rolled on. Who else was I? Potentially even a Brooks Lennon, but I do like Brooks Lennon. Who else? Midfielder Eric Tommy. I was looking at getting rid of. Maybe a Sorare as well to start shopping in Europe, but a few people just put me straight and was just like, my strategy over summer was to go quite heavy and go quite strong there and pick up a few good rewards, which I actually ended up doing with that Ramsdale, and obviously just got absolutely pulled my pants down on Insigne and had to get out of him quick. So I probably would have had an extra like zero point 0.4 ETH in the account to do some bits and pieces with, which would have obviously put me in a bit of a stronger position. But hey, is what it is. I've got to move on from that and stop crying myself to sleep. But if I was to get that ETH, I was looking today at obviously starting to build for Europe. Why did you have to get out of Insigne? So Insigne, you'd probably be able to see it if somebody was actually selling Ethereum as opposed to trades. Yeah, you see that? So around about this date here, so July 4th, July 5th, somewhere around there, he was linked to Saudi, like quite strongly linked as well, and everybody just panicked, including myself. So the undercutting was crazy. It was just like every couple of minutes somebody was just going lower, which was madness. But I didn't even bother listening. I was just trying to contact people to trade. So the trade that I actually done for him, quick way of getting there, is this one here. Got Savarino's one of, and plus a little bit of ETH for him, which was decent at the time. But I spent 0.425 ETH on Insigne at the time because I had a Sario super rare. I thought it'd be a decent stack. So I just got out of him quickly, and kind of good job I did really, because Savarino, I reckon that one of might be worth around about, what was his last sale? His last auction was there. Maybe like 0.2, maybe more. I would obviously ask for more for a one of anyway. But put that on top of the little bit of ETH, 0.25. And now Insigne just went for, what was I just looking at? Insigne went for 0.1, I think his last sale was. It's like a straight ETH. Yeah, 0.1. So saved myself a little bit, but I've just lost ETH. That Aaron Ramsdale that I won for finishing 4th in All-Star, just went to pot a little bit. Here's what it is. But I've decided not to list all of those players that I was just mentioning, right? The Eric Tommy maybe still go to just get some funds in for... well, I've got the funds for Boo, but maybe another defender in there just to shore me up for the next couple of weeks. But I'm probably going to keep the goalkeepers. I'll keep Miller. It kind of makes no sense for me to sell at this point. I forget who was telling me, Gaza, it might have been you last night, and just said, look, don't do anything rash, which was decent advice. And I definitely have in the past done something like that. Because I'd probably only get about 0.4 or maybe half an ETH. And with half an ETH, what can I do? I mean, looking at the European gallery sort of that I've got, I mean, Unistore, as I said, is going nowhere. Martinez might get a gig at number 1 next year. He probably loses, but he done great for me, Fernandez. I've got a stack with Smell. I've got Teddy Teuma, and I'll come on to him in a minute because that's what I kind of want to chat about as well when I was been looking at Europe. Yeah, we've all done it. I'm impatient. Yeah. Well, just impatient, right? I just said that I want to sign Boo. And then all of a sudden I'm looking at expiries. I'm looking at everything when there's an auction just for waiting 3 days. There ain't even a game week in between it. But yeah, I'm still like, fucking hell, I want to buy him now. Yeah, Teddy Teuma, I'll come on to in a minute. And then from a forward point of view, I've got Vito as the super rare. So as I said, if he goes to Ajax, which there could be some links, then I might take some ETH for him if I can get like close to, well, not probably like 1 ETH or something like that, and then rebuild in Europe. But yeah, if I was to sell those players that I just mentioned and get 0.4, what am I realistically going to do with it? Like nothing. It probably pays for a goalkeeper, but then what about after that? What's the point of getting a goalkeeper when I ain't even got enough rares? So the next few weeks and probably next 2 months, especially, obviously, I need to get some rewards in, hopefully. And as I said, I might still deposit something when the wallet comes out, which is hopefully soon. I think that would be good. I don't expect the massive boom that probably some people have chatted about, but I do think that it would be a hell of a lot easier for, obviously, people to deposit. Me included. The amount of times that I've done a deposit and then just get all my bank accounts and that's just locked down for fraud. Then I'm on the phone for like 3 hours trying to just say, oh yeah, by the way, I'm just buying cryptocurrency to buy some funny looking cards and try and win some more money and put them in games. And they're just like, what? Like, yeah. Just use Monzo. Yeah, I've heard of things about that, but I'm just a bit lazy, so rude. I'm just a bit like, I want to click a few buttons and I want the money from my account into Sorare and I want to make the purchases. I don't want to piss about with anything else, open other bank accounts, open anything. I just want it there. So hopefully that the wallet ticks those boxes. But talking about Teddy Teuma as well. So we know that he's moved to Rems, right? We know that he's gone there. I think that he does well. He was a talking topic last night for around about a couple of minutes. I think he slots in as that sort of 8-10 wherever Will Steele wants to play him. But what I don't know is enough information about this club, about the way that they attack. And that's what I was going to look at tonight when I was just sitting indoors. And I was thinking about, do they focus down particular wings? Do they focus on set pieces? Do they what's their game? Are they more like a City, where like Man City, where they're trying to play a bit of tiki taka and stuff like that, or is it more like old school Burnley, where they're lumping it forward? So if anybody does know the style of play of Will Steele and this club, that would definitely be helpful for me. But I still think that Teuma comes in and does well. I think he takes over sets. Who was taking sets last year? I think it was Ito, was it? He took some of the corners. I think he comes in. I don't even know who this guy is. Never heard of him. Flips. Alexis Flips. Well, from a Sorare point of view, he looks dog shit. Spikes a little bit, though. Does spike a little bit. No decisive as almost a forward player in like 10 games, so that's never ideal. So, yeah, I think he comes in and he takes sets. I love a player who takes sets. I think they've made a couple of signings as well. That'd be interesting to see who plays up top. Now, I was thinking about stacking him with this guy, but then I actually looked at his scores last season and it weren't great. So I think Teuma, I mean, his price, right? Let's just take a look at it. I know I'm jumping around all the place. It's just where my mind's at right now. But if we take a look at this price graph, 6 months ago, I mean, you can see where I bought him there. Smack bang, just under 0.7 ETH. And then what happens after that? Goes down. But as I said, he has won me some banging rewards. So I've definitely got that ETH back. But going down here, I just don't think he warrants that price. Like, if he's gonna get assists where he plays and he's gonna start. He still starts for Malta as well. Now I don't know what their fixtures look like. But against Macedonia, you think he'd do okay. Who else are they playing? Italy, Ukraine, we might do okay there as well. So you get that utility out of him. And for Malta, he does okay as well. Let's just go by in the last year. I say okay, but these are probably tough fixtures. Yeah, England, Italy, etc. But when he plays against a lesser opponent like an Estonia, he does all right. He racks up a little bit of AA there against Ukraine as well. So, I do have that utility there. But as I said, I still think that this guy maybe hit double figures in terms of assists. He might get 3 or 4 from set pieces, and his play is good enough to absolutely feed some players through and get some get some assists going in his season. And I think he scores as well. Even if he scores 6 and maybe gets like 9 assists, from an AA point of view, that he does rack up because he does like to get stuck in as well. I just don't think he warrants that price. And it's just my opinion. So what I was thinking was, not that I've got the ETH to do this as well, but what I was thinking was, well, what's his super rare price? Now, it might seem a little bit mad considering where my gallery is. And obviously, I'm not saying that I'm going to go and try and hustle and try and get a super rare without depositing and stuff like that. But from a super rare, if you can get him for like half an ETH, considering that he was going for like the best part of 3 ETH in 6 months ago, it just might be a decent pickup for me. I mean, have I just chatted absolute shit there, or do people think that he's gonna do okay where he's going? Be interesting to see what you think. The thing that I don't know is Rem's transfers. Let's just go on transfer market again. Let's just see who they got in. I tried looking at this earlier, but page wasn't loading. So obviously, Balogun has gone back to Arsenal now. Let me just go to. I've already got it open. Yeah, he's gone back to Arsenal now. So the stack probably would have been him, maybe, because he scored all right. Yeah, he scored decent-ish last season. So who is going to play as that number 9 role? So from a transfer point of view, who have they got in? They've got Stalama, whoever he is, but I mean, playing for Angers last season, that's not ideal. Because I had Bentaleb super rare for a little while, so I followed him a bit. I don't know who this guy is. Umar for Salzburg. Clearly didn't get a gig. He's young, so maybe he's just going to be coming in as a bit of a backup. Who else have they got coming in? No forwards, really. I think it's this guy, Salama. Let's take a look at him. Salama. And let's just go all for all his career. Yeah, you can't really tell much from that. How old is he? 22. It looks like if they're paying 4 million euros for him and they paid 4 million for Teddy Teuma, it's probably he's going to come in and be that number 9. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on. Any kind of big manager, so to speak, picked him up? Not that I can see. What about his super rare? No, not really. But yeah, it was just a thought process that I was going through. Teddy Teuma super rare. Might be decent. Might be decent. Wasn't Formoso Mendy linked as a left back here as well, because that might be a decent stack for like under 23 if Mendy still is under 23, that is. I think he is. Yeah, he is for another season, so that'd be decent. What would that be? Half an ETH and 0.07. Not that I'm playing under 23s, but you know. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what goes on with Teddy. Is it anyone in the chat actually got him and holding him, or did you have him and then sell him? I'd just be interested to hear why, or did you kind of jump in with a panic and just get rid of him? I'll tell you what I did notice the other day is a defender that I was keeping my eye on, and he's gone to Teddy's old club. You still got him. Yeah, nice, Gaza. I think it's the right move. Kevin McAllister has gone to USG, which could be interesting. Now, looking at this lineup, what spot does he take? I mean, assumingly he comes over here. He's obviously used to playing in that kind of back 3 or back 5, wherever you want to call it. So he could come in and do very, very well. He is somebody that I'm looking at. I did hold an Anthony Morris as well last season. So I was thinking about potentially picking him up again and from a European club, getting back on USG. Hey bro, love the channel. Appreciate it. Sorare experience. Appreciate it. I've watched some of your stuff. I think is it the like your ideal 11? Yeah, I like it. I like that. Love Juve, Teddy 8 and series super rare. Yeah, it seems like a decent stack. Well, you know what I mean. Yeah. Team. Yeah, I had Anthony Morris last year. I think he's a good goalkeeper. Decent age, probably still got another few years left. I mean, he's got a longer contract. Fancy coming on? Yeah, potentially, mate. I mean, if I can get some time together, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be good. Then Kevin McAllister, see what he comes in. I mean, Burgers is a good one. I had him for a bit. You'll probably be able to. So I bought him probably around here, or it might have even been just after, around about here. I might have got that 100 out of him, and then he just fell off. So Also, Akuma was linked there. Yeah, I looked at him earlier as well. I saw that tweet. I think he would be very good there. He's obviously quite settled playing or can play as a back three as well. It seems like that's what they're obviously going for, right? They still want to be playing that back three, back five, as I said, however you want to say it. He might slot in there very, very nicely. Used to the league. What's his price? 0.08. Might keep an eye on that. That could be a really good pickup. I owned him as well, but when he was... did I pay straight E for him? You might be able to see it on here. Yeah. I bought him around here. Done really well for me. Then I think I put him in a trade when he dropped down a little bit, maybe to around about 0.3. I put him in a trade. But I think he's a really good player. Again, I don't know how they get on next year. This fella's gone back from loan if they've not signed him. I mean, I haven't looked at it too much because obviously I'm not really following them now because I ain't got any players from them. But it seems like Gift might be on the move. Don't know how they get on. Sven Coombs is still going. Yeah. Don't know how they get on. But as I said, that's a kind of team that I'm looking at. 2 defenders, McAllister, Akumu, Morris in goal, decent. Teddy Teuma, it's a shame that he's obviously going. But then I would take an attacking stack in another team and just merge them together. As I've already got some Challenger Europe guys. Let's just see if anybody's listed up Boo again. No, it's just the 3. I even looked at his super rare a few weeks back. Thought about selling a few players and getting his super rare in. Tisudley is decent. Alright, let's have a look. Did you think he's going to be a starter or just like a backup for him if he goes? Come back from injury now, has been given a number 10 jersey. Oh, okay, good info. Where was he before this? Or has he always been at Ghent? Oh, shit. Okay. Good spot. What's his price? 0.16. So people have obviously cottoned on to he can do absolute bits. Let's just go down. So this was at Ghent as well. So you can definitely do some stuff. Good shout. And this is what I want. I want to get the knowledge that I've got kind of on the MLS in other areas so that I can make good decisions when I get back into Europe. The other thing that I want to do, I touched upon this last night as well, but just as a Spurs fan, I do want to get into, what I'm doing. Let's just go Harry Kane. Yeah, I do want to get back. Not back. I do want a stack of Spurs. It'd be decent for me. I think Son is probably one that I'm definitely looking at, and Maddison. Any recommendation champ forwards around 70 and limited? Looking at Lewandowski, but he's really old. Still need Gift to leave. Yeah. He will smash this year. I hope he had a... I just read that out without the comma. I hope he had a bad injury. Nice. Cool. He's a baller. Done his ACL at the start of the season. Yeah, he's one to look at. I mean, I might whack him on the old watch list for Europe. I wanted to get back involved with Ghent. Yeah, coming back to your question, I don't really know price points in limited. Doing rare and like a little bit in super, but I don't really know. But I'm assuming that if Lewandowski is around £70, then you could probably get most forwards, I would have thought. How old is Lewandowski? Is he 34? Yeah. I mean, he's still going to have like an extra couple of seasons. It's not like he's going to risk it retiring at the end of the year. When's his contract? 2026. I think you're fine. I think if you like him, then go for him. Like, if he makes sense for your gallery, then do it. He's going to score, right? He's going to start. So, I also think if Kane leaves, then Richarlison could fit really well in. Yeah. I'm not sure if Kane leaves though. I know you're saying if, but just my opinion. I don't know if he leaves. I think Levy is so stubborn sometimes, where he would just try and convince him in the next 12 months to sign another contract. It's going to be a really interesting season with Spurs. Hopefully, Son can come back now. He's had his op after his operation. After his injury. If he can get firing, then yeah, but decent if he should go. I think Richarlison has been an absolute fucking wet blanket, really. I mean, since he come, he had. Let's just take a look at his scores. I know he hasn't really been given a good gig, and he's been in and out, and there's probably Conte didn't really trust him and that. So it will be interesting to see what goes on. But I still don't think he starts. I mean, from the left-hand side, Son is a starter all day long. Kane's obviously going to be starting. And then on that right-hand side, he's battling, Kulusevski. Maddison could potentially play out there. I don't see him playing out there in the system where, Postecoglou, where he wants to play. But he could. I don't know. I don't know if I rate him. Just don't know. Even at Everton. I mean, I rated him more when he was at Watford. Is that on here? It's not. Yeah, I rated him. I thought he was the bollocks at Watford. And then when he went in Everton, obviously he was okay. He was decent. He was one of their better players. But I don't know if it warranted 60 million from Tottenham. That's all. I also think Romero is a great scorer for the price, as in saying AA. Yeah, but Romero pisses me off. Reason being is because he's just an absolute lunatic. I have won a lot of money off of Romero from a good few bets in terms of sending offs, yellow cards, first to be yellow carded, everything. He's just an absolute lunatic. If he was to calm down and learn how to defend a little bit more, I mean, who am I to say, right? He's just won the World Cup with Argentina and was pretty much a starting or a key player for them at a centre back. He obviously is not a bad player. I'm not saying he is. I just think he's a lunatic. He just lets the side down too much. So I'm hoping that Big Ange can just get a hold of him and just say, look, if you just defend and settle yourself down, that you could be something special. I love him, proper passion. Unlike, yeah, but there's passion and then there's putting your team at risk and going down to 10 men and costing your team points. I think there's definitely a fine line. Like I think Dele Alli had it like in those first couple of years back when he come over and he obviously made that break. He was on that. He was a little bit nasty. He got in amongst them a little bit, but I think Romero just goes a little bit step too far. If he could just tame it down a little bit, I think he would be good. But anyway, I wouldn't mind a stack for Spurs. Maddison and Son is probably my go-to. Kane's just out my budget. If Kane goes Bayern Munich, he could be just an absolute cheat code. I mean, he kind of is to a point anyway. You can see all of those greens, right? But he'll probably play even a touch deeper in Bayern. It'd be interesting. It'll be a shake-up for sure, because if we do get like 110 million for him, then who do we get in? Who do we go after? Has there been any news? Yeah, nice little picture there. Any news? Fabrizio done anything? Another one to Saudi, lads. Jesus. This is a fella. Right, what's this say? Daniel Schmidt has apparently refused an offer to join Club Brugge as a second goalkeeper. I was looking at this guy's super rare. Do you know, I made a video on it a couple weeks back where I was in between, and that's when I then made the purchases for Nuhu, super rare. Who else did I pick up? Fryer. Picked up a couple of others as well. It might have been when I got Miller and Stuver in as well with that ETH that I had. But I was thinking about going into Cap 240 Super Rare at that time, and he was one of the goalkeepers you can see here that I favoured it in one of my watch lists that I was actually looking at. So if he just goes to Club Rouge to be a number 2, then I am happy that I didn't try and pick up this guy's Super Rare. I mean, one of the reasons why I didn't is because of that risk. What kind of thing you looking to pick up and what kind of budget? So top of the stream, I was saying I'm going to pick up a Gustavo Bou because it makes sense for my gallery to pair with Carlos Hill and just go strong for the next few weeks and see what happens. And then after that, I'm going to be looking at getting into Europe again. So budget point of view, it depends on who I win really, and what I can afford. I've probably got about like 0.15 in the kitty at the moment, and depending on what goes on with the wallet, might chuck in a little bit more. But if I can help it, then it'd just be winning some stuff and selling some bits and pieces. I think Doko's going to play for a defender. Let's take a look at him. Yeah, I mean, looks great. Looks great for the price as well. It's just he's champion Europe. I prefer Challenger because I've already got Unistal, Smal, Vita Van Cruz. So if I put like the MLS guys into All Stars, etc., I can then also play Challenger Europe. Whereas this guy, I'm almost forced to play. Well, I am forced to play either a cap mode or All Star with him. I think Brissett has gone for the year for 6 months. So what was that tweet around then? But I don't know if it's 100% true, so be careful. All right. Yeah, I heard he might be going because I was looking at getting a I say looking at getting. I was just looking at his scores and stuff like that. Toby Alderweireld, and then it would have been obviously stacking it with him. So I think I'm going to stay clear of that and just see how that progresses. This is the thing, you just don't know what's going on, especially like you know that there's going to be some movements, right? With a lot of transfers going on in the transfer window period, in the break, in the summer, especially across Europe. But Saudi just coming in as well just puts another spin in it. So not only are you now looking at those kind of cross-country sales, so to speak, but you've actually just got a whole nother region coming in and just dipping their toes in and just saying, yeah, we'll have you. We'll have you. Holding out for 20 next year despite all them departures. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I still don't know what's going on with Smal. I think he wants to leave, but then nobody's coming in for him. So if nobody's coming in, then he's going to be there. And I still think that they dominate some of the teams that are in the league. So they might not be as strong. I mean, maybe these 500 or 600s and 90 pluses that he gets, maybe he only gets maybe 2 or 3 of them, but I'll still be happy with it. I mean, his run is pretty decent as well. His first 3 games are very good. And then Ajax arguably are going to be a lot weaker this year. And then he's on another good little stretch. So I'm happy if he stays. Now, if he goes somewhere else, say he does go to like Benfica or something like that, then yeah, I might look at trading an Unistal out to just try and get that stack and just get me that concrete base. But we'll go from there. How long does ramp usually take when depositing? Elliot, in my experience, when I've used ramp, it takes around like 5-10 minutes for me. And then it's in the account. I think the longest it ever took me was about 20 minutes. But yeah, I've only deposited like, I don't know, maybe like 7 times. Something like that. Been 25 already. I'd just give it a little while. Just see what happens. Obviously you're going to give it a little while and see what happens anyway. But I know that some people have had like a couple of hours wait. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry too much. Exactly. Sorare Experience said it. Uninstall Proper and Hilgers have all extended their contracts. As Hilgers, that's interesting because he was tipped to go kind of so many places. At the beginning of last year, I think Ajax was after him as well at one point. But it's interesting that he's renewed. Proper is a decent player. I mean, PSU fans bangs on about him all the time in terms of his super rare, and he's like, you can get him for 0.4. I mean, you can't, can you? Because I've looked at it. I mean, he's 16 days ago he went for 0.7. Even 3 months ago he went for 0.68. Maybe I'm chatting shit, and 2.4 is too less. Maybe he was saying around about half or 0.6 or something like that. I don't know, which obviously is more realistic. But I wouldn't mind getting him in as a super rare, maybe selling Smell, and then I've got that stack with Vito up top as my super rare. I can get in a midfielder and an extra, and all of a sudden I've got a decent challenger rare pro lineup. But again, I just can't do it at the moment. This is just always like forward thinking and taking a look at some stuff. I know Hive is unique. Oh shit, really? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at your gallery, eh? Let's see what you're repping. A 45 ETH gallery, nice. Very, very nice. Only, what, 5 times, no, even more than that, 5-6 times the mine. Sweet. Yeah, you got some very, very good players in here, ain't you? Have you got a whole... Shit, what is... Your collections, you must be decent in your collections, no? I was going to say, your super rare 20s. You must be a 20 fan. Fucking hell, this must have cost you a lot of dough. You ain't got his super rare though, have you, Gaza? Hey? Get that wallet out, son. Get that super rare in. Nice. Very, very nice collection there. 34 people in the chat, I think, or watching me live. Appreciate it, guys. Third ever kind of live stream. I've cut my finger as well, which is fucking lovely. If you could subscribe, if you haven't already subscribed. If you want to subscribe, then please subscribe. If you don't, then sweet. No worries. You know the rare market better than me. I'd love to get your take on my rares. I'm only just starting to play rare next season. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's go for it. I mean, I'm not like some sort of expert or anything, by the way, but is it... What's your gallery name? I was assuming it's the same as the So Rare experience, but... Yeah, let me know, mate. Got some nice collections in here, though. At the start of, I mean. Celtic in there as well. More man. Yeah, to change it. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's take a look. So just your rares. See if you've got any supers as well. Goalkeepers. I mean, they both start, right? So you're winning there. Are you more in champion or challenger? Or a little bit of both? I'm assuming you're building something for Cap 240 as well, which would kind of make sense to bring up some ETH in there. You got Smell and Proper. I mean, that's very nice as a stack there, as we know from last season. Put them two together, you could be in some rewards. This is a quality stream. Look at my boy. Congrats. Sorry I'm late, was working. Cheers, Pablo. Appreciate it, my boy. Appreciate it. Kind of split between... How the fuck do I get rid of this? On this chat, I don't know if anybody streams on here. I've got some love heart over like part of my live chat. I can't kind of explain it to you without moving the camera and stuff. It's getting on my nerves. That's why I'm like stumbling over some of the chats. I'm gonna have to look at that. But kind of split, but mainly challenger. I think that, I mean, it's exactly what I done. I'm not ready to go into champion yet. I just don't think it makes sense. All-Star, obviously, yes. And maybe try and win some stuff to then get into champion. But I don't know. I just prefer, and I've got more knowledge around challenger as well. I'm more comfortable there. but I still would like to get into champion from a Spurs point of view, obviously, as I've said. But that's just more from like being a fanboy, right? So, yeah, defenders look all right though. Looks like you've got a little bit of depth in there. You know, they're all starters apart from this guy, but I'm assuming like he's injured or he's a prospect or he's just made a transfer to Sparta or something. I mean, I like Sparta. I held Pinto, super rare, for a little while. I'm interested in Sato for sure to stack in with my super rare Van Kroij. Never know how to say his name. And I really like their goalkeeper as well. He's definitely on my list along with Morris, as I mentioned earlier. Midfielders, you've clearly gone for the kind of Sparta stack, which makes sense. You're holding Teddy, which I think is a good move. I do like him. You've got Eze as well. It's a decent card. I mean, I would personally stay clear of Crystal Palace just because I think they're a bit hit and miss with Hodgson coming back in there as well. It could go back to a touch more boring football than they had with Vieira. But as a card in itself, it's a lovely looking card. And he's a decent player for sure. And then what's your forward saying? Yeah, it's not bad. You probably need another forward though, right? That's probably your next purchase, I would have said. But it's a good start. I think you've got a couple of decent players in there for sure. It's a good start, mate. Yeah, got the same shit here. Annoying. Yeah, I know but I don't know. I'm going to have to try and move it. I'm 90 points from reaching 750 points in the collection once the 90 days are complete. Shit. I don't think I'll ever get there. Yeah, I don't think I ever will. Simo Super 8. Yeah, I tried to play everything and was just average across the board. Better to focus and nail down a set division and region. Yeah, I agree from a strategy point of view. If you haven't got like a 40th gallery where you can just cover your basis everywhere, I think that for me, I'm comfortable playing MLS at the moment. I know the good players there. I've researched it. I enjoy watching it. I said this last night as well. I actually enjoy watching MLS football, even though the referees are probably the worst officials I've ever seen in any sport, in any country, just anything. They are abysmal. There was a fellow, who was the guy who was refereeing the other day? What game was it? Was it Nashville and Columbus? Or it was an important game. Fuck me. He was atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. I reckon Sunday League football round the corner to me would be better. Probably Ted Uncle. Yeah, let me... I know what this guy looks like, so you're probably bang on. How do you spell it? Ted Uncle. Ref. Let's have a look at his images. Yeah. What? No, it wasn't this guy. Or was it this guy? He had more hair. I'm sure he had more hair. He was the guy who sent somebody off and there was about 15 minutes of extra time at the end. He gave a penalty, then took one away. I don't know. He was atrocious. Yeah, he was bad. But anyway, I enjoy watching it. Right, there's a lot of goals from holding or trying to have defensive stacks to actually do something is a little bit tough. But yeah, I like it. Philadelphia, Nashville. Yeah, that might have been it. Let's have a look. There was a couple of sending offs, or there was some penalties given or something like that in that game. Let's have a look. Yeah, this one. It was this one. So, like didn't two players like nearly have a fight or something? Yeah, Carranza, and it was more. Yeah, that was hilarious. And do you know what made that even sweeter is that I've been a big fanboy on Love It, haven't I? If you watch my stuff, right? Been a big fanboy on his super rare. I think he's decent for his price, especially like this run. He won a lot for me, considering I only paid like 0.2 for him. And then he gave away 2 penalties. And got sent off. And then he was arguing. He was arguing with the second penalty giveaway. Why? Why are you arguing? You just lunged in and basically clipped his kneecap in the penalty area, you dick. Okay, no, I don't know. It's a nice little tussle between Carranza and Moore, though. It'd be nice if they threw some hands, though, rather than just grappling each other and tickling. What's going on here? I gotta know who it was. Andy, it was the guy who ref this. Whoever this was. Did it tell you on So Red Data? I've never really looked for a ref. Does it tell you? Out of squad stats. I might have even gone past it. Yeah, I'll have a look in a minute. I saw a Toronto player got a second yellow for time wasting. Bit of context: Toronto were losing 1-0 at home. Oh, I didn't know that. Fucking hell. Hey mate, been subscribed for a while, and I'm with you on watching the MLS. Love the 360. Yeah, decent, Dominic. Yeah. Sorry, they definitely needs this. They do need it. Just needs to be there. I just want a picture of his face. Just holding a card in the air, just like this. Yeah, he was shit anyway. People in the MLS Discord definitely know who he is, because they were saying the most exciting game to watch this week is probably that one that he was refereeing. But Lovitz, back this week, and he's got a really good stretch. The next 3 games, I say really good. He's at home for the next 3. So I do expect a clean sheet against Colorado if they go like full strength. I know Washington's out because he got sent off last game, and Fafa, if I've said his first name right, he won't be playing as well. But Lovitz comes straight back in for Washington anyway, so they should be near enough full strength. Hopefully they get their ass together again and get out there. Talking about lineups, because I don't know if I'm going to get another stream in. I am busy the next few days. Before I do need to get a video out. I haven't had a video out for about 2 weeks because I've been doing this. Yeah, I bought Lovitz Red. He should be back for the League's Cup game, I believe. I haven't fully checked that out, but I think he's back. I don't think he's suspended for that. But yeah, talking about lineups, this is kind of what I'm looking at the moment for next week. There was somebody in the chat who said, look at their gallery. I will jump back to that comment in a bit, by the way. We want to go 391, don't we? So All-Star Rare Pro is... Let's just go my save lineups. You can see them all together. I always focus on All-Star Rare Pro first. It's where I've kind of had the most success, really. And obviously, best rewards. Now, I'm in an awe in about bringing in like a... instead of Reynuso and actually playing 2 super rares. I've got Nuhu in there, but we know that he's not great away from home. And I've got Gressel in there. I don't know if he's going to start or whether he's working his way back in and he's away and he's playing a decent team. So that's why I kind of went for Reynuso, who's on form at the moment. Probably Johnny Russell comes out of this lineup once I sign Boo, once he comes into the club. And then I have that little stack there with Nashville, and I have the stack with New England. And then Reynuso in there as I said, it might be a super. I'm not too sure. I'm not hopeful for next weekend. I'm not looking at these thinking, these are definitely going to get me something. Especially this stack of Houston away at Orlando. I mean, it's a little bit of a throwaway, and I don't even know if Herrera starts. He might be rotated out as well. But probably my strongest looking at this is like All-Star Rare and an All-Star Rare Pro out of these 4 lineups, but All-Star Rare. So Stuver at home, we know he's decent with AA. I don't know who the team that he's playing. Does it tell me there? Mazatlan. If anyone in the chat knows what these are like, then feel free to whack a little comment in. But Zimmerman should play, and as I said, that he's at home to Colorado, so he should do okay there. Just come off of a 91, and what happens? I play him in a throwaway lineup. So thanks Zimmerman. Zelarayan at home, he was immense last game. Even though they lost 3-2 to Portland, he was very, very good. You can tell he's just got class about him. And then I've gone for the Real Salt Lake stack. Even though they're playing Seattle don't seem to be keeping too many clean sheets of late. And Savarino can always do some bits from an AA point of view as a forward. And then obviously Ruiz can smash the shit out of things as well. So that's what I've gone for on that. The real bad, great matchup. Nice one. Cheers, Andy. That is good to hear. So you saying that probably means that they're going to win 4-0, and just Stuver runs into his post, knocks himself out, and Don't play again for the rest of the season. Yeah, sweet. Thanks. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's a clean sheet with a decent little bit of AA in there. I am missing somebody from a rare pro, and that's probably where like a Nuhu comes in or a Gressel super rare comes in, and just hope. I mean, it still don't look good though, does it? Orlando just come off the back of a very good win as well. So yeah, and then Cap 240. If Tommy goes, if I can try and get him out of the club, might bring somebody in there. But this again is just a little bit of a throwaway because fucking Bunbury, absolute waste of a forward. Bunbury plays up top. He ain't gonna do anything, is he? He's probably gonna get like -10 or something for 2 big chances missed, then get subbed off, and then probably get booked whilst being on the bench because he's that useless. And then Gregos, I don't think he starts, but I was just running out of points. Got nobody else. So yeah, if I get another midfielder in, like a real cheap one, then probably Luis Martins comes in, who I still think is a decent pickup. They were linked to another left back though, Vancouver. I saw a tweet today. I don't know how real it is, or how true it is, should I say, but they were linked to a left back, which makes me think: is he going to lose time, or are they going to stick to that 3 at the back? And he plays left side, and then he comes in, whoever this left back is, and plays as a wing back. Don't know. Gold's been smashing it lately. He's been smashing it. Look at him. The Scottish Messi, as some people call him. He's done very, very well. What's his next 2 fixtures like? Leagues Cup. Is anybody who knows? I've not Googled it yet, but with the Leagues Cup, what's going on, Rail? Welcome to the stream. Does anybody know? Is the Leagues Cup, so this gap between 393 and 399, is that because there's going to be like some knockout rounds of the League Cup after they do this little what's it, round robin sort of thing with the 2 clubs, or is it just they're having a break? I'm always here, man. I just don't always follow you. Nice one. There's more games, yes. I appreciate that. Cool. Okay, that'd be interesting. I hadn't even looked at like the brackets as to who's got a good run or anything. I'm just hoping that all my players get through. 3 games, 2 top teams advanced. Nice. Anyone listed a Gustavo Bou recently? Let's have a look. No. Oh, he's just upped it as well, isn't he? He definitely weren't 0.09. You ain't in the stream, are you? Trying to get some more ETH out of me. Anything else going on here? LAFC in particular joining the knockouts. Oh, did they get a buy then, I'm assuming? Why did LAFC get a buy? Was it something to do with like Champions League or MLS card dropping hard? Yeah, it was expected though, right? You know, we was going to come this. People are selling those to pick up European cards because they're getting excited about European football. Yeah, I get it. It'd be a good time to pick up some cards if you've got some ETH there, if that's your plan. But champions of their respective leagues. Okay, nice one. Interesting. Bit unfair though, isn't it? I mean, even like Champions League, you win the league, you go into Champions League. All right, you go straight through to knockouts, but group games. But you still have to play your group games. What divisions are you focusing on when Europe's back? So all-stars competitions, definitely. But from when they are back, right? So what is it? Let's just go 395? No? Are they back? All-star rare, let's just look at... No. So is it 397 they're back? Yeah. So obviously, depending on how my MLS players get on, will probably, a few of them will filter into here, but it would be all-star if like Unistal and stuff have got some good matchups, and then if I've filled All-Star with MLS players, then it'll probably be Challenger Rare Pro. Yeah, Challenger Rare Pro off the back of that. I'm going to try and play as many Rare Pro tournaments as I can. I like playing Rare Pro. I like searching for a super rare, doing a lot of research, etc., and then making that purchase and then trying to keep that player. Obviously, they're not as liquid. You can't just list him up and sell him the next day. So you've got to be really, really sure on who you're buying. And that's the mistake that I was making in like the first few months that I was looking at super rares. I bought some players off of a couple of decent performances, and I thought, oh, this guy is going to carry on doing well. But yeah, I just don't think it's the right way to go. So I just want to be sure. So I do like scouting for super rares, and I'll probably, the next super rare buy that I have, I mean, if we just look at my gallery, you'll see that I'm very defensive heavy in super rares, defenders. Yeah, I've got 4 MLS ones, so it's definitely not going to be, and 2 of those midfielders that are in MLS, so it's definitely not going to be an American, like America Regia super rare. So it will be a Challenger Europe super rare. Super rare. Joe Willis been letting me down, Nick. Yeah, same mate. I've got him in there. Been letting me down a little bit. Considering the start of the season that they was on fire defensively. I think he had something like 5 out of 6 clean sheets. But, hopefully they can get back to it, right? What else is going on? What division do you focus on? Do you regret selling Griezmann? Do I regret it? No. Because if he did go to Saudi, I know I probably panicked a little bit. But if he did, he was taking up quite a big chunk of my gallery, and I just couldn't afford to lose that ETH. So to be able to sell him for 0.7 at the time, considering that I don't know if I paid straight ETH for him. No, I don't think I did. It'd be nice to be able to click on this and see the trade, by the way. Can you? No, it just totally messes and crashes their website. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see that. But I think I paid about half an ETH for him in some sort of trade. So to make some money on him was decent. And let me bring this up because I might be able to tell you what I won with him. Why am I searching Griezmann? Yeah, there you go. Try and find his exact cards. So rare rewards. Show you as my manager. So I won an Espinoza with him, a Varane, a Zika, and this guy. But I pretty much won the value that I paid for him for. But obviously, he was going to be an amazing player to put into a lineup, especially from a captain point of view. You can do it all. So do I regret it? No, because I think it was the right decision to make at that time. But do I regret it now? Obviously, in hindsight, would I love to have Griezmann in my gallery? Yeah, I love him, especially from a so rare player as well. I love him. And I will definitely get him back in, probably in the next 6 to 12 months, he will be back in my gallery. For sure. He will be. Just hopefully he don't go up towards like an ETH or something like that. But yeah, he will be there. So hopefully that answers your question. Unstill, great matchup. Yeah, superb matchup. As Gaza said, the 4 cracking games out of the first 5. Gaza, you must be running some super rare stacks then for those first few games, like in All-Star or something like that. Because if 20 do smash it, you're going to be right up there. Hope Van Cruz stays. Yeah, absolutely. Wimbo, if I can call you that. I think that's a 0, but yeah, I hope he stays or he goes to Ajax. I think that's the 2 moves that I'd like for him, or 1 move and 1 non-move. I think if he goes somewhere else, it seems like some good players are going to Turkey and things like that at the moment. I think if he goes out there, he might fall off a little bit. But if he stays there, then it'd be superb. Blue tomatoes. I said tomatoes in my accent. Welcome. What's going on? Already done some moves. I haven't. The main 2 kind of topics that I wanted to talk about on this stream was talking about Bou again, because I was going to pick him up. But there's been a couple of sales today, and his price is a little bit inflated at the moment. But there's an auction going on, so I might wait for that and just throw some bids in, see where it goes. And the other one was talking about Teddy Teuma, just getting some people's opinions on him, and also I was looking at his super rare price, because if I do deposit some ETH, he might be a purchase that I look at, because I don't think he's going to do as bad as what everybody thinks. So yeah, no moves. Hey, I started playing Sorare. Could you give me some advice? Oh, I said that I was going to come back to that comment, didn't I? I don't know if I'm the right person to give you advice, but I'll take a look. It seems like you're trading to build up some ETH, which makes sense. I think that almost the only way, not the only way, a good way to make money on here is obviously to trade if you know what you're doing and you can spend some time doing it. It looks like you've got some decent limited players in here that people would want. So it kind of makes sense. For me, it just depends what you're playing Sorare for. I play because I enjoy watching the games. I play because I used to play football at a very high level when I was young. It's been a massive part of my life. I used to play Football Manager a lot. I played FIFA a lot. And this just scratches my itch. And I love it. I love it. It gives me something to do. It gives me something to talk about. So as I said, I want to buy players that I enjoy watching. I want to buy players that do well. I want to achieve things. I want to watch them. I want to do all of that. So if you're doing this to trade, then absolutely, if you can trade right, you're going to make money out of it, obviously. But it depends what you want out of it. Is it a risk? It depends what you call a risk. So you got to make your own mind up around that. Do you want to play it risky? Do you want to play it safe? Do you want to just buy the best players and go from there? Depends what you want, mate. Depends what you want. Next year he will join the MLS. He will never go Saudi. You know that he loves MLS. What, Griezmann? Yeah, I know. But when everybody and their dog was moving to Saudi, it was like, shit, what the hell is going on here? And could you see Griezmann out there? I mean, maybe just because of his age. Obviously being a big name that they want to attract some of the big players. So yeah, he will do all right at Rennes. Teddy Teuma feels undervalued at the moment. Yeah, I covered that earlier, Jamie. I 100% agree. I think that he's undervalued at the moment. That's why I was even looking at his super rare. Now, for me to even be thinking about Teddy Teuma's super rare, like it's come down massively, because I had his rare and he's done well for me. But there was no chance that I was going to buy a super rare. So to even have that discussion now, I feel as though he's undervalued. Yeah, for sure. You're not trading anymore, but trying to play SO5. Yeah, so pick a league, learn it, pick some players you like watching, pick some players who score well, and get lucky. I think that's it, really. I mean, from a strategy point of view, I'd watch Sorare Data strategy shows, and like with if Andy's still in here as well, Laird and Andy's shows and things like that, you pick up some really good tips from people who have been playing it a hell of a lot longer than me and have got a lot more money invested into it. Yeah, I'd listen to those shows and listen to other content creators as well and just pick up as much info, advice, etc. as you possibly can. But ultimately, it comes down to what you playing Sorare for. If you're playing SO5, then you need to buy players that are good at SO5, if that makes sense. Yeah. I like the idea of McAllister. Yeah, definitely. What's his name? Kevin McAllister. Always reminds me of Home Alone. What a film that is as well. Watch it every year at Christmas. 1 and 2. Prefer 2. I think that he plays at a higher level as well. I think he plays a couple of years at USG here. And I think he moves more like mainstream Europe. I think he's got something about him. So he joined on a day, so I'm guessing he doesn't get a USG one. Well, I think it sometimes works around like picture day if they make it into their media day or something. So I would assume that they've not had that yet. Quick little story, and probably you're gonna think I'm interested in everybody, but back when I was first trying to get involved with super rare, so my first super rare I picked up, I think it was Lovitz, but at that time I was looking for a defender super rare in America region. he was up there in the top 3 that I was looking at. It was Lovitz, it was him, and it was somebody else. I can't even remember who it was. But at that time, if we look at his, probably it's going to be covered by trades, right? So I can't remember when I was looking to pick him up. I feel like it was a long time ago. Might have even been like down here or something. But he was coming up at like 0.2.5, 0.3. In hindsight, would he have been better than Lovitz? Potentially. But from let me quickly get to one of these. Haven't they dropped their goalkeeper? So I would have been fucked there really, because I would have bought their I mean, who is this guy? I've never even heard of him. He's got to be new, surely. Yeah, ish. Where was he at before? Yeah, he's come from a different club. So if he was the sub, who was the starting goalkeeper? What's his name? That's it. I was trying to buy him for like 0.7 at one point. Yeah, so it's not coming back. I was trying to buy him for 0.7. Shit, I would have lost a lot of dough there. But when he was playing, look how consistent he was. That's why I was like, that stack would obviously work. But going back to McAllister, I think he does well there. I do. Right at the back 3, or potentially even as a wing back every now and again. I think he does very, very well in that league for sure. 40 people. I don't think I've hit 40 before. Welcome to those who have never been in a stream before, and probably it's most of you because I only started streaming 2 days ago. He was perfect for cap mode, clean sheets, but no AA. Yeah. Championship stacks seemed the way to go. Midweek utility. Yeah, another good strategy, Nick. I think that midweeks are, not that they're undervalued, but obviously there's less competition. There might be less rewards, but it's nice to be playing midweeks and weekends. Even from an MLS standpoint, when there's like a 389, a 390, and a 391 sort of game week, I'm buzzing for it. You know, I'm there. You're involved with it all. So to get a team, to get a stack, and to get maybe in like the second division of England, obviously the Championship, a team in there to follow for all year and pay, what is it, 46 games they play, something like that, something mad. So yeah, I think it's a good stack. What's your thoughts on a burn mechanic in Sorare where you submit 5 limited cards for a new season limited card? Now, so when I played FIFA, I was an absolute addict with squad builder challenges. Yeah, you know, listening to all of the really top content creators out there about what they thought of some of these players before I went ahead and basically, you know, submitted your club to get these players, right? So I think that's where the concept comes from. Do I like it? Depends how they deliver it, I think is the question. Sorry, the answer, Cameron. I mean, if you're just buying limiteds off the market that's literally costing you like 50p, and then you get lucky, then yeah, people are going to be doing it. It's going to rise the price of these limiteds. There's going to be more limiteds out every year that we go. But I don't think it's just going to be like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like it. I like the fact that I'm scouting. I know that I'm getting and things like that. And it's almost like you're just gambling on it. And people will end up then just getting, as I said, just buying tons off the market, trying to get lucky and then selling more. And yeah, it's another way to make money, but I like playing the game too much to probably do that. Now, looking at my gallery, I think I have got 5 limiteds in there that are literally a throwaway. So I'd probably do it and just test it out and see whether I can make a couple of pounds. But I don't see people doing that at a rare price, definitely not super rare. So I'm not sure. Don't know yet. If you don't know which player you get, it most likely fall under gambling. Well, yeah, it's kind of what I was saying. Now, I don't know the gambling rules and everything like that. I've never bothered looking it up and reading into it because it just sounds a little bit boring to me. But there could be some sort of ruling in there that you can't do that. Who knows? Maybe it could be you can only burn players that you've actually won. So like you're the first owner sort of thing. Maybe that's a way around of a way to get around it. But I don't know. I mean, I don't see Sorare as a broken game. Yes, they're adding new features, they're adding new stuff, but I think that should be a couple of years off yet. I think people are happy with scouting and doing all of that shit. I thought it'd be good use to get players that are ex-Red or retired. But then everybody's going to be doing that, right? If you've got some Saudi limited players who are playing in that league and you don't think that league's going to be covered, you're just going to start throwing all of these players in there to profit. And I don't know if Sorare's about that. As I said, I don't know the ins and outs of it. I've not thought about it too much. So how they deliver it needs to be very, very key here because it could have some real negative effects. Not all prices are dropping, and we're in that weird time period, a month before Europe, and with other leagues like MLS being more than halfway through. Yeah. I mean, just exactly that. Just are where we are, right, in the calendar year. Just is what it is. I think my little RBG light's dying out soon. Yeah. What else is going on? As I said earlier, guys, if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. That would be beautiful. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year. What else is going on here? Okay, Aubameyang's going to Marseille. Does he start? That's the thing. Does he start? I don't know who Marseille have got, but he's been atrocious, hasn't he? He has been atrocious. Sanchez, he's surely gone, isn't he? Or is he still there? Would have thought he's gone back to America at the moment. No, he's still there. He'll go to Saudi, surely. Get a bit of money. Loves it. He's a good player, Klaus. Very good player. I don't know how he scores on Sorare. I've never really looked at him. Decent-ish. Be a decent super rare. Yeah, I think Aubameyang starts them. I mean, Under, he's don't play that often, does he? Or he certainly didn't used to. Yeah, like a sub appearance. Then maybe they've made other signings. But he should play. I mean, I'm definitely not interested in him. Can't stand him, really. Who do you think is your most undervalued card? So that's funny, right? I would probably say, coming off the back of an absolute super performance a couple of game weeks ago, fucking Daniel Lovitz. Look at him. He's a specimen. Specimen of a man. I'll probably say Lovitz, but let me just run through some of these others. Undervalued is a key one. I mean, I really like Smell, but undervalued. Probably no goalkeepers. From a midfielder point of view, I've got quite kind of like heavy hitters in the MLS, so they wouldn't be undervalued as such. Probably none of them from a forward point of view as well. I think that Vito is undervalued. I think it would be between Vito and Lovitz. I'd probably say Lovitz wins it though. Yeah, I'll probably say Lovitz. Considering that you can get him his super rare at the moment, probably for like 0.15. Yeah, I just think he's undervalued. He's a player that can hit 90 plus. And he plays in, all right, they've been dog shit of late, right? Nashville. They've been really, really bad. But before that, I mean, look at that page there. They've got one loss on probably the best part of 15 games. Just think he's undervalued. And then, as we've already touched around with Vito, delivery is like De Bruyne-esque. It's like from a set piece. And I like him. I like him a lot. I think he's undervalued. From a forward, it can get that sort of AA, and for that price. So for my forwards, I'm always looking for like AA above 10 or something like that. And Vito has definitely got that. I mean, say that, but yeah, all right, he's got 12.6 for the last year, and he's just capable of fucking smashing it. Look, 10 times he's hit over 80 as a forward in like that's probably what, 40 games. Yeah, I think he's undervalued. What's his rare? 0.14. I think he's at least like 0.25. If Savarino in the MLS is like 0.2, he should. This guy should be there with him, like easy and above, in my opinion. What's going on? He's under. Thank God, he's so awful. Looks old strikers. Yeah. How long you been investing into Sorare so far? So Cameron, I've been. Is there a quick way to know, like, when you signed up and stuff? I'd like to say that I've been playing this for around about. I was definitely playing it last summer, I think. Maybe about 20, 22 months. If there's a quick way, then they kind of let me know. And maybe it's even like 2 years. Oh, there we go. Since. Yeah, there you go. Since February 2022. Yeah. So 18 months, right? Something like that. And then since then, Sorare results. No, that's not what I want. How do I get to what I've won? Go to home, and then it should be in here, right? On my gallery. So 5 stats, is it? Rewards. Yeah, I'll let that load up. It shows you, that's it. Yeah. Don't know why it's taking so slow. Hopefully I don't get cut off here, guys, on my signal and shit. So yeah, I started obviously playing limited first, to understand the game and to work out where I wanted to play and stuff like that. And then my first big one was Gillespie, come third in Champion America Rare. And at that point is when Rare Goalkeepers was just a joke. It was like 0.7, I think I ended up selling him for, which then really kicked on my gallery. I won a Motta, Brandon Bayer, Velasco. So you can see there that I just went straight in the MLS, learn as much as I possibly can, and go from there. And then Bernabate, that was another big win from a tier 1, getting that goalkeeper. I think I managed to sell him for about 0.65 at the time. Colhurt, that was good. I mean, look at this guy scores. When I won him, I think Chani had his super at one stage, but he was like very good around here for Herenveen, and that's when Nopper was playing, and then obviously Nopper just decided not to play anymore. David Klaassen just won some like mid type players here, and then obviously the big one there was Jude Bellingham. Don't regret selling him as well, but comes second in All-Star Rare Pro. The thing that's actually annoying with this is that it tells me, I think on Sorare, or it tells me somewhere that I won that game week, but I didn't. I come second. But since then, Opta's updated some shit, and I would have won. So I missed out on obviously a bit of ETH, and I think he won Courtois, so I would have rather have had Bellingham anyway. I think I sold him just under 1 ETH. Batalla, another goalkeeper, comes second in Champion America Rare Pro. So sold him on for about half an ETH. Really, really good goalkeeper though. Probably one of the best in America. Let's just see what he's been doing of late, because I kind of just stop looking at him. Yeah, he's a machine, isn't he? Look at that. Look how many clean sheets and shit there. What a machine. Yeah, Mosquero, sold him for like 0.2 or something like that. Few other ones in here, another goalkeeper, like another 0.2 in there. Aaron Ramsdale come fourth in All-Star Rare, so that was half an ETH. So I've had relatively good success in the last 18 months, which has been decent. That I'm happy with it. It shows that like what I'm doing and my strategies is definitely paying off. I just think the last probably, I mean, take out Ramsdale from there. Yes, I won an Espinoza in there, but it's not been great for me at the moment. I just need things to click and just get on that snowball again. So yeah, that's how long I've been playing for it, mate. Would you go with an Star Limited team or an okayish 240 rare? Personally, I would probably go 240 rare because you're looking to build your gallery, right? And now I don't know, I have no idea about limited prices. So you could win, I don't know, a player that's worth like £200 if that exists in limited. I'm assuming that it does. If you've got a really stacked limited team. But personally, I would just try and get the ETH in and just try and build and build and build. And for me, rares, super rares, and above is exactly where I'm at. Like for me personally, and where I want to be. So I would go for cap 240 personally. In your situation at that time, would you really take Bellingham over Courtois? Also, Courtois is worth more. If I couldn't use the player, I would take the one who is worth more. Yeah, I think though they were worth. I mean, I'd have to go back and try and find it, but Bellingham last sale might have even been more than Courtois. I remember looking at it and I was thinking, why have I got him and he's got Courtois? There was something that was there. So, and Bellingham was a player that then I was thinking, oh, should I keep him? Whereas Courtois, I would have sold because I don't think goalkeepers should be worth that amount of money. I know you have to have one to have a lineup, but I'd rather have exciting outfield players than watching a goalkeeper get clean sheets. But I do understand that they can be like the base of your team, right? So I do get that as well. But yeah, I was buzzing to win him. In that prize pool, I think there was a Haaland and I think there was an Mbappe and a Kimmich as well. Obviously, I would have preferred those guys. Although saying that, if I won an Mbappe, I'd sell him anyway. So, yeah, I would sell him. I'd buy a Griezmann and I'd take the ETH and invest it somewhere else. I'll probably go for another 5 minutes or so, lads, and then I'll call it a night and go and get my head down a little bit. Has anybody listed a Gustavo Bou since then? No, no one yet. No one yet. Any other signings? Anyone else gone to Saudi? Have a look. Quinny, I think this will be interesting. Surely he scores for fun at Marseille. I don't know. I don't know if he scores for fun. I mean, is he even fit anymore nowadays? Yeah, that light's definitely gone. It's definitely gone. Let's turn this one on. Shit. The state of me. Let's just turn that down. Yeah, I don't know if he scores for fun there. I think he obviously does okay. Yeah, nothing else going on. Lozano, that's going to be an interesting one. I don't think he smashes as such at LAFC, but obviously he can play at a very much a higher level than the MLS. So it'd be interesting. It'd be rotation city there, I think. Yeah. Couple more then. Where did you hear about Sorare, mate? And did you, like me, thought it was made any sense at first? No, it took me a little while to get my head around it. But where did I first hear about it? I think it was Nepenthes. I mean, this is when I was like big into FIFA though. So I used to watch like my top content creator that I used to watch all the time was Nick Run the Foot Market. And then I would watch like Nep's videos here and there. And then he mentioned it a couple of times. And I was just like, what the fuck? I didn't even know what he was saying. I was like, what's Sorare? Sorare? So anyway, I think I jumped in his stream and I asked him and he messaged back and just said, this is what it is. And then I'd done my own research. And I think the first video that I watched on it was Nellis right at the beginning when he was doing his explainer videos. And even then it was a little bit complicated. But that's why when I'd done a couple of weeks playing Common to get my head around what the game was. And then I bought some limited players and kind of went from there and just built up, went into rares, won some things, as I said, and reinvested and then just build and build and build. So it's a long game from and this is not me like preaching or anything. This is just me thinking that you can't always get what you want straight away, right? It is a long game unless you've got just funds that you can just pump in for fun and then just go and buy all the best players. But I kind of like that it's a long game as well. Yes, when you have a small gallery, no need for Mbappe. Yeah, definitely, Raul. Definitely, mate. Yo, what's going on, BD? BD, shit. What does that stand for? Do you play FPL? I used to love FPL, and I had a little dabble at creating some content on it, like only about 6 or 7 videos, but it was just getting boring each week because I wasn't that invested. Like if I had a bad week, it was like, oh well, I'll just make some transfers and go again. I think I had like a top 500 finish one year on it. I mean, I did take it a little bit serious, but Sorare just smashes it out of the park. What I'd like to see actually is like a like from a football point of view. I know that Sorare Sevens have got something going on. And I'm gutted that I can't go, but I would like to see like FPL content creators and Sorare content creators in a little charity football match. I'd love that shit. I need to learn how to run more than a bath though at the moment. So if I was to even be asked, I mean, I'm not a fucking big content creator, am I? You know. But yeah. So it's probably going to be the first time, BD. It's probably going to be the first time that I'm not going to play FPL. Now my work might play FPL, so I might like chuck in 20 quid and just see what happens with that. But I wouldn't take it serious. It might be the first year that I don't actually play it. I started a podcast. I use Fantasy Football Hub to help my squad. Yeah, cool. Obviously, there's millions of players on FPL. I just prefer Sorare. That's where I'd want my time to go. Tete to Celtic. What? Kenny Tete? What, the right back? Or Shakhtar? Is it Kenny? Decent right back if it is. Oh, the Shakhtar one. All right, I was going to say, does he take the place of Johnson? Probably not. So he's going Celtic, yeah? Don't know too much about him. He's got a Leicester kit on there, though. So that's interesting. Can see that he can do some damage. Can definitely peak. Why don't I know him at Leicester? Oh, he's only played a couple of games. Oh, he's rapid, though, right? He's rapid. If I remember him, he come on a sub quite a lot. And he's rapid. But he can do some damage. Yeah, I mean, it'd be decent. Excuse me. Be decent for him, I think. Begovic to QPR. I've looked at him as well. As soon as that news come out, I was looking at him to see whether he would be worth like picking up as a midweek goalkeeper. I think a few people have probably had that idea. I don't know I don't know enough about Celtic and who their number one is, but I do know that like when he was in form, I really liked Begovic as a goalkeeper. Where's he been since? Oh, he was number 2 at Everton. Fair enough. But yeah, when he was at Bournemouth and he was at a club before that, I'm sure he was. I really liked him, so he could go in there and take the number 1 spot, definitely. Maybe you got a replacement. Just rumours. Not a rumour. He done. Okay, cool, nice. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you again for joining. If you haven't done already, please subscribe. Please hit that like button. Appreciate the chat. It's probably the best stream that I've done so far. Appreciate all of the collaboration, all the comments. Have a good evening if you're in a different time zone. Have a good couple of days. I'm going to try and get a video out. Maybe it'll be a lineup builder one. I don't know. I think that's the issue with content creating at the moment. It's just a bit like, what do you do? Like, I like things like this when you can come in and just like scatter around and have a good chat. But it's how much videos can you get out there that's not just sign this guy or whatever. And I think this is where all of the series and that have come from recently, which is really good content to watch. You know, picking your Sorare 11 as we discussed earlier. Beat my Cap 240 or whatever it is that went out there the other day, and some other good ideas. So it's nice to see. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop waffling. Cheers, Andy. Appreciate it, mate. I always watch your stuff. Like I'm an addict. So yeah, cheers for watching, mate. Have a good evening. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye bye.